Good evening, this is Sunshiny Day, or I should say I am Sunshiny Day, and this is Tarot by Sunshiny Day. So tonight I'd like to share with you a tarot deck that I found on Instagram, and I fell in love with it, and I had to have it. It came all the way from Cyprus, and I think it took about 8 weeks to get to me in the USA where I live. And it's the Medieval Europe Tarot, and the creator is a gentleman by the name of Vladimir. And as you can see, there's 86 cards in this deck, as opposed to the normal 78 cards in the tarot deck, and you'll see why when I open it up. But I just thought I would share it with you. It's just a beautiful piece of artwork, and I'm lucky to have it in my collection. And the box, as you can tell, is rather large. And the box is just a normal, it's a sturdy box for a box, I guess. But there's nothing extravagant about the box. But inside is what's extravagant. So there's the little guidebook, and it's got like crushed velvet, and then like some painted, gold paint embossed on it. And it's really soft and nice. And the inside is just a basic guidebook. Then the creator also has his introduction, and then he goes through what his meaning of the cards, what he feels like the cards mean. But it's a really nice little book. It's almost worth just buying the deck just for the book. That's how nice it is. Okay, so the deck is, the edges are like, I don't know if they're not really gold. They're kind of I don't know what color they would be. I guess it might be golden. But the edges are shiny, you know what I mean. And the cardstock is higher than average cardstock. And the back has the zodiac sign and some cool artwork. And then there's just an extra card. I guess he also created a Lenormand deck. Or maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it's just published by this publishing company called Deluxe. I think I might look into that. So this is how thick the deck is. It's a very significant deck. And just a little bit about it before I start flipping through them. Excuse me. It's the Medieval European Tarot. The deck reflects the Rider-Waite system of tarot with the numbering of the Marseille system. It's a mixture of Renaissance styles, Western, European, Christian, and secular traditions. The Waite system and the author's imagination, symbols and graphics of the 14th and 15th centuries. What else did I write down? It's the structure of the cards is not traditional. There are 2 versions of the Chariot, 5 cards representing 5 astrological planets, plus a zodiac card and another card known as the protection card, while the minors contain the customary spread of the 4 suits. So that's what I wrote down about the deck that I wanted to share instead of reading through the whole, instead of reading through the whole introduction of the deck. Okay, so let's start flipping through this awesome deck. Here's the Fool. I don't know, the artwork is just so... There's so many details and so many things to see in it. Magician. High Priestess. With a unicorn and a cat, which I love. The Empress. The Emperor. Hierophant. The Lovers. And the Chariot. The Chariot has two different Chariot cards, and I'm going to read about them read what this says about the Chariot. I think maybe he made two of them and he couldn't decide which one to use, so he just put both of them in here. So the first one is this one. Let me do it this way. This is the first Chariot, and it says, the first illustration, the warrior with tremendous strength and courage single-handedly defeated an entire army, overcoming the arduous obstacles in his path was made possible only by the way of such qualities as the will to win, power of reason, and self-discipline. These are the virtues that afford any warrior with full control over strenuous situations. The Chariot card signifies a significant leap forward. This is a new path, the desire for freedom, the thirst for self-realization. The Chariot is the only card in the tarot deck that connects such an impulse with a sense of joy and self-confidence. When facing a period of setbacks, while facing a period of setbacks can stress even the best, it should be kept in mind that the trial period is only temporary. Soon the struggle will end. The Chariot card shows success and a steady progress upward in any important life aspect, be it finances, profession, public recognition, or love. Okay, so that in itself is a beautiful card and a beautiful meaning that he wrote out. This is the second Chariot card, second illustration. The image of the Prophet Elijah, of a victorious hero who can handle any undertaking. The prophet ascends to the heavens, carried away in a fiery chariot, drawn by flaming horses. This miracle is witnessed by the student whom the prophet entrusted his cloak with a miraculous garment that avails its owner with the ability to overcome any obstacles in his path. In the layout scenario, the chariot signifies forward movement and is connected with the concept of progress. Struggle helps a person develop, grow, and change. However, it is necessary to cope with conflicting thoughts and feelings otherwise moving forward would become unfeasible. I just think the language he uses in his guidebook, he's a really good writer, this guy, Vladimir. And I'm only saying his first name because I don't want to butcher his last name. Sorry. So that is the two chariots. The first illustration and the second illustration. And he's just made the chariot meaning to me come to life even more. And it has more meaning to me than ever. Okay, so let's move on. The Justice card, the Hermit, Wheel, Strength, Hangman, Death. I think that's one of my favorite cards there. Death. Temperance. The Devil. The Tarot. I mean the Tarot. The Tower. The Star. You know what? Since I've been doing videos and posting them on YouTube, you know, I watch them over before I post them, and sometimes, you know, they can be up to like 24 minutes or whatever, and I'll listen to my my wording or my speech, and I've learned a lot about myself. Sometimes I'll say stuff completely backwards, and then I just hope that people understand what I was trying to say, because in real life sometimes people look at me like they don't know what the heck I'm talking about, and now I know why. Okay, I move on. Sorry. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. The World. Okay, and then here's the 5 zodiac planets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has put in there Saturn. And there's so much symbology in these cards. You could just look at them for hours. Venus. Mars. Jupiter. And Mercury. And then he also has the Zodiac card. It's got all the 12 signs on there. Oh, it's pointing to the parts of the anatomy that the zodiac sign Aries is the face area. I know that because I'm an Aries. I just can't get over the artwork. Okay, so that's the Zodiac. Okay, and then there's this other card. It's called the Protection card. And this is like my all-time favorite in the deck. And I want to read you the meaning of this card because it's really interesting. As, you know, like if you do a reading with this deck and you keep in these extra 7 cards or whatever it is, 7 cards, and this one comes up, this is what it says. Spreading a purple cloak, the merciful Mother of God hides the people from arrows carrying blows of fate. Even strong and powerful men need her protection. And promote the patronage of the Virgin carries protection and promotes tranquility. I have this card as a screensaver on my phone. Although the Virgin Mary protects people from adversity, one needs to consider some important queries. What kind of misfortunes? Who is shooting? The most terrible enemy of man is himself. Maybe she protects people from themselves. The appearance of the protection in the card layout designates the lack of an answer to a question. In this case, divination is impossible, and the soothsayer should advise the quadrant to come back at a later stage. The inability to interpret the layout arrangement should be taken as protection against dangerous information, which I think is just, very intriguing. I just love this card. I would get that as a tattoo. Well, any of these could be tattoos. Okay, so now on to the minors, which I'm just going to go through really quick. You really have to study them. You really appreciate them all, but I don't have all the time in the world to stay and look at them in too much detail. I don't know how easy these would be for a beginner to read. However, the creator, Vladimir, says this about the cards. Real quick, I want to read this. So hopefully I can find it. The deck is open to interpretation by anyone, from the aspiring amateur to the most experienced soothsayer. It will undoubtedly decorate any collection. So I guess what he's saying is that whatever you think it says, that's what it says. So if you're a beginner and you just want to look at the cards and give your interpretation, then that's okay by him. I mean, there's so many different interpretations from these cards because of all the detail. But I love the Renaissance period. I just think it's fascinating, and maybe I lived in the Renaissance in a different lifetime. My dad's side of the family is from Italy. I don't know if that's the connection or not, but I love the music from the time, the Renaissance time, and all the movies and the series they have on Netflix and Amazon. The Knight of Cups. Joan of Arc. I don't think she's from the no, of course she's not from the Renaissance. But that reminded me of Joan of Arc for some reason. She's one of my heroes. What century was Joan of Arc here? Or was Joan of Arc even a real person, right? Was she? Or maybe it was a boy. Or maybe she wanted to be a boy. Whichever the case, she's one of my heroes. The Page of Swords. Oh, look at that. She chopped his head off. I wonder if that's, was it Queen Mary who got her head chopped off? Or Queen, one of the queens. I think one, no, I think two of Henry's wives had their heads chopped off because he was just a tyrant. So, I guess the tables are turned in this card. I'm not really good at reading cards that deviate from the actual Rider Waite too much, but I think I could do a pretty good reading with these, just with the major arcana and the 7 extra cards. I think that's all you would need to do a pretty accurate reading with this deck. And the King of Coins, as he calls them. And that's it. But it's a pretty big deck, and I just love it. I think it's a magnificent deck. I can say that. And then this is the part of the deck that I think I could do a pretty good reading on, just with these cards. With the majors and the 7 extra cards. You know, that would make a nice little reading. And they hold in your hand really well. They're a little bit bigger than the average size card. Oh no, what did I do? I got them all mixed up. How did I do that? All right, that's okay. So, again, this is the, I don't know, I think it would be pretty hard to shuffle the whole deck, though. Look at that. I never tried to shuffle them. So it is the medieval European tarot deck, all the way from Cyprus. I don't know if you can read that. And the name is Vladimir. No, I don't want to butcher his name, like I said. So maybe you can see it. There's his name right there. Stanynkov. But I'm going to look into some of the other artwork that he's done, and then I'm going to also look into this deluxe printing publishers. Manufactured Deluxe, it's called. So I hope you've enjoyed this deck, and you know, if you enjoy it as much as I do, you got to get it. You got to get it. It's only, well, it was a few years ago when I bought it, when it was only $60, all the way from Cyprus. That's not a bad deal. It might have gone up like to $120 now. Who knows? But I don't even know if they have any of them. They didn't publish too many of them. But they are beautiful. And they're different, intriguing, and that's about it. So please like and subscribe, like I always say. And I will see you soon. I think one of my next videos is going to be featuring some of my favorite cards for beginners. I have a few decks that I like, that I have in my collection, and I think would be good for beginners. But that's about it for tonight. And I hope you all have a good night and a good rest of your week. Well, tomorrow's Friday, so you have a good weekend. And I will see you soon. Peace out.